I'm going to show you how you can make this easy beginner-friendly crochet top that can be your next summer staple. I'll also be showing you how you can achieve a spray paint design if you want your top to look unique and authentic. Let me show you the supplies you need and let's get on to the tutorial. If you're going to spray paint on your design, I would suggest using cotton yarn. If not, just use any yarn you want and corresponding hook. First, you're going to make a foundation chain that is long enough to cover the height of your bust. For me, I chained 19 foundation chains. To start row 1, you're going to put 1/2 double crochet into the first stitch, a 1/2 double crochet into the second stitch, and continue to put 1/2 double crochet into each stitch down the row. When you get to your last stitch, chain 1 and turn your work. For row 2, put 1/2 double crochet into each stitch down the row. And repeat row 2 until you have a piece that fits around your entire bust, and you want to make sure that it fits snug. Now that we have our piece made, we're going to mark the middle of our work. So fold your work in half, making sure that the ends are touching evenly. And just put your stitch marker right into that center stitch. We're going to mark one side of the top, so put the piece around your bust and put your second stitch marker right behind your armpit, at the back of your armpit. To mark the other side of the top, you're going to count the number of stitches starting from your orange stitch marker until you get to the stitch right before your center stitch marker. For me, I had 22 stitches. Now repeat this on the other side, starting from the stitch after your center stitch marker, count the same amount of stitches and put your last stitch marker into that last counted stitch. Make sure you have the same amount of stitches on either side of that center stitch marker. Now that our stitch markers are in place, we can make the bottom of the top. So I'm going to insert my hook into that orange stitch marker and chain 2. And this chain 2 is going to count as my first 1/2 double crochet. Continue down the row putting 1/2 double crochet into each stitch, making sure to keep the same amount of stitches on either side of that middle stitch marker and end at your last orange stitch marker. Row 2 is going to be the start of our decrease row, so 1/2 double crochet into that first stitch, and then in the next 2 stitches you're going to 1/2 double crochet 2 together, so this is going to be our decrease stitch. Continue putting 1/2 double crochet into each stitch until you have 3 stitches left in your second row. With 3 stitches left, 1/2 double crochet 2 stitches together and then put 1/2 double crochet into that last stitch and then chain 1 and turn. That stitch might be a little bit harder to find because it's our chain 2 stitch, but try your best to put your last stitch right into that chain 2 stitch. For rows 3 and on, it's going to be the same pattern. A 1/2 double crochet into that first stitch, and then in the next 2 stitches, do a 1/2 double crochet decrease. And then continue down the row, putting 1/2 double crochet into each stitch until you have 3 stitches left. Then go ahead and do a decrease in those next 2 stitches, and your last stitch should be a 1/2 double crochet, and then chain 1 and turn. And continue this exact pattern until you have 7 stitches left on your row. Now that I have 7 stitches left in my row, I'm going to go ahead and put 1/2 double crochet into each stitch across and then chain 1 and turn. After the 1/2 double crochet row across these 7 stitches, you want to return back to your decrease pattern. So continue to decrease until you have 3 stitches left on your row. Once you have 3 stitches left on your row, for your last row, you're just going to put 1/2 double crochet into each stitch, and then you can cut off and tie your yarn. So the top is finished, but before I sew it closed, I'm going to spray paint a design on it. I never have a plan going into spray painting my crochet. I kind of just move my hand in figure eight motions and I don't overthink it too much. So make sure not to go over the same spot more than 3 times just to avoid any clumps from the spray paint. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my darning needle and sew down the back of my top to close it. I'm going to add a single crochet border around my entire top. So insert your hook in the back and chain 1. Then I'm going to go ahead and put 1 single crochet into each stitch across the entire top so that I am left with a nice clean edge. Get back around to the beginning of your border, just put 1 slip stitch into your first single crochet and then chain 1 and cut and tie off your yarn. Border for the bottom of our top as well. So I'm just going to insert my hook in one of the back stitches and then I'm going to chain 1. And just like we did for the other border, I'm going to put 1 single crochet into each stitch. And we're going to keep putting 1 single crochet into each stitch until we get to the corner of our top right here. When you reach that corner, what you're going to do is you're going to put 2 single crochets into that corner stitch instead of 1. Just continue down the side of the top, putting 1 single crochet into each stitch. When you get to the bottom of the top, put 1 single crochet into each of those 3 stitches. Continue up the top, putting 1 single crochet into each stitch until you meet up with that corner stitch. Put 2 single crochets into that corner stitch and then continue with your single crochet border around the entire top, ending where you first started. And you can end this row by putting 1 slip stitch into that very first single crochet and then cut and tie off your yarn. I'm excited to share this tutorial with you so you can make this top for yourself. I really like how it came out and I feel like the spray paint adds an authentic and unique style to it. So if you have any questions or decide to try it out yourself, definitely hit me up in the comments down below and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!